What's going on, everyone? How you doing today? It's Hanger Roleplay, and guys and girls, today I want to show you the Akkhan Condemn build. Yeah, Condemn has made its return surprisingly after 11 seasons. It's been a build that I've been playing for the first season. It was around 3 years ago, I believe. So, thanks to the buffed Akkhan set and the buffed legendaries, Condemn made its return and is surprisingly powerful. And honestly, it was really fun to play. I'm not fucking kidding me. This build has a ton of action. It's very sketchy, it's pretty squishy, the damage is interesting, and it build actually requires skill. It's not like you press one fucking button and it'll staying in density and trying to see like the numbers dropping and health dropping or what. This is a lot of movement, you're sucking in mobs, hitting with everything. You need to watch a lot of things, position yourself well, run in the fucking Oculus rings and shit, suck mobs there, try not to die, press everything to survive, press fucking shit all around. So it's a very solid build. So first of all, how the build works. Three things have changed since Condemn was shit in season 1. First of all, Akkhan set has been buffed. 6 piece now gives 100%, a 50% less damage, so this is 50% flat damage reduction that the set gives when the accurate champion is up, remember that. And 1000 damage, it's up from 600%, so it's 400% more damage. This is pretty solid overall since it's a global multiply as well. And also, now we have the Talisman of Akkhan, so the set is effectively a 6, we can run the 6 piece set with just, you know, it's 7 piece set, but we can run as the 6 piece and have the full set, basically, that's it. And also the Blade of the Prophecy has been buffed. It does up to 800% damage right now, and the shield itself also have up to 800%. So this combined hand set, Blade of the Prophecy, and the Frida's Wrath, it basically the whole shit and how it works. So I will go over the build and over the stats that you need for this build to make it work. First of all, the helm, strength with hit chance, shoulders, strength with cooldown reduction and condemn damage. Gloves, strength, hit damage chance, cooldown reduction. The plate, strength with condemn damage, and the secondary one with something like melee damage reduction or ranged will be really good. Pants, strength with all rest will be perfect here. Boots are illusory boots, strength with all rest in armor or movement speed. The two rings are focus and restrain. We're using the focus and restrain here. Both should be hit, damage chance and cooldown reduction. Unfortunately, I don't have a chance on the other one, so it's strength, hit damage and CDR. We will be using the Talisman of Akkhan in this build, and the perfect one should be holy, hit damage and chance, but if you have ancient with strength and very high strength, it's pretty solid as well. For the bracer, it's strong arm braces, holy, strength with and hit chance. For the weapons, there's two choices here, either the Furnace or the Blade of the Prophecy. Unfortunately, on PTR it's really impossible to get Blade of the Prophecy Ancient from the bags, so I only managed to drop this, but it's not even as good as this Furnace here. It's almost 4 and 5k damage here, so I cubed the Blade of the Prophecy here for more damage here. It's okay, any of this cube, but you know, the perfect one should be damage, strength and cooldown reduction, pretty much like this one, damage, cooldown reduction, and that's it. For the shield, it's Frida's Wrath, strength with hit chance and cooldown reduction. Unfortunately, there is no fervor passive here, so to get 54% cooldown reduction, that is mandatory to get full uptime of Akkhan Champion. It is pretty mandatory to have cooldown reduction every fucking piece of gear possible, and it means both rings, shield, your weapon, gloves, shoulders, and I wouldn't recommend CDR here on the Talisman, just get damage here. So the most important thing I would say is getting CDR on the weapon. This will save some shit, like saving CDR on the ring, for example. So that's it. 54% CDR is required to get full uptime of Akkhan's champion across the rift. For the cube, it's Blade of Prophecy, like I said, Nemesis Braces to spawn more elites across the rift, and then explain why there is Nemesis Braces here. And Unity also for cutting the damage half with the Immortal Follower, with Immortal Templar Relic here, and another Unity on the Follower as well. Now, why there is Nemesis Braces and not Achilles Cuirass, for example? This build is a little different from what you see on the top of the leaderboards, and pretty much a lot of people use Achilles Cuirass, wearing Achilles Cuirass and cubing illusory boots there, and this is what you will see on the PTR leaderboards. You know, I've tested quite a lot of time this build, and I realized that I can't really keep Achilles Cuirass even with Unstoppable Force passive here. I can't really keep Achilles Cuirass. It drops all the time. The ref costs too much for the Frida's ref. It costs 40 refs, so one fucking shit spot, and with Unstoppable Force even, it's 20 ref. You drop ref immediately, and you don't have Achilles Cuirass bonus all the time. So I kept looking for the ways to have my damage reduction and basically fill the spot here in Canadian Scoop instead of a Cuirass, and I found out that good old Nemesis Braces are absolutely perfect here. And this is actually swappable with the strong arm braces as well. So if your strong arms are not very good, you can swap it with the perfect Nemesis Braces and be fine too. There's options, and this opens another option here instead. For the belt, we use Vigilante belt. I forgot to say this. Strength, Weight, Life, and cooldown reduction here. The belt is pretty mandatory as well for the cooldown reduction. We don't need any other belts at all. You know, Wishing Hour could be good, or String of Ears, but you know, Vigilante is pretty good. It's straightforward CDR and life, and it's good. So let's go over the skills. On the left button is slash guard, and this stacks up 5 times to give it 25% more armor. This is really good. I wouldn't have dropped it for the Zeal or Punish Celerity or Fury, for example. I recommend going guard for toughness, because you know, I kind of still squishy. It's not that crazy shit that gives you guys to survive. And in Great Rift 100, this is what I personally clear. It has been quite a lot of damage incoming, so you pretty much need all toughness that you can get. So slash guard is pretty good. On the right button, Condemn Vacuum is sucks in enemies and procs Blade of the Prophecy as well. If you never played Condemn builds, you can read this. 2 Condemn enemies also trigger Condemn's explosion. So the more enemies we suck in, the more Condemn explosions will trigger with this. This is all our damage. On the first button here is Provoke, Too Scared to Run. It's a good debuff that reduces the attack speed of the mobs and slows them down, as well as recovers our ref, 30 ref per Provoke. That's very good. Defense is Iron Skill Skin, it's just immunity for 7 seconds. Laws of Justice, Decaying Strength, as a stacking debuff. This is very powerful. This is basically better than Achilles Cuirass, because you know, it just procs, or it just works all the time, and it's very good. I use it a lot in meta builds, and it's very effective debuff for all monsters, for all incoming damage. You may be questioning, why no Unstoppable Force? Well, first of all, we don't have Achilles Cuirass, so we don't really care. And also my test showed that, you know, Unstoppable Force is not really needed at all. Like, I don't really drop my ref a lot with the generator. For single target, you will see in the end when we will see that Great Rift 100 clear, that I don't really drop my ref a lot. When I generate ref, you know, and with all of the shit, with Akkhan's champion up, the ref generation is up, so I don't really need Unstoppable Force at all. I never really run out of ref completely, so even when I move a lot. So Decaying Strength here is pretty good. It saves you a lot of time. It's a debuff, and so that's why I use it. On the fourth button is Akkhan Champion Profit. No need to talk much about it. This is the reason why we do damage. We must keep it up all the time to have our 6-piece bonus up, damage and damage reduction as well. When the Akkhan Champion is not up, we do no damage. We're squishy as fuck, we get one-shotted easily, so always have your Akkhan champion up, look for this. As for the passives, holy cause, 10% damage, flat increase. Also the healing, 1% of our total life when we do holy damage, and we do holy damage all the fucking time with vacuum here. Indestructible, second life and immunity every minute, and the rift is 15 minutes, so that's 15 times we get immunity and second life for the rift. This is very good. Finally, not many people know, but strength also gives us armor, and you know, around 10 to 12% strength is 12% more armor as well. So this is very good. This is more damage and more toughness. You can test it yourself. This is one of the best passives for the Crusader. Having strength so that you can wield a two-hand or nothing crazy here. For the legendary gems, it's Bane of the Stricken to stack damage on the single target and on the Rift Guardian. Bane of the Trapped is a global damage multiplier here. This is mandatory. And the third gem is an optional. You know, you can see a lot of people with the Gagak of Swiftness, or with maybe you can use Esoteric Alteration for extra toughness, is what I used in the past. But you know, eventually I settled up on Mirror Knight to drop the Star Weaver for a good reason. First of all, it procs 8,000 weapon damage and heals for 3% of the maximum life. It smites an enemy every 3 seconds, and on the single target, especially on the Rift Guardian, this is pretty massive, especially if it gets multiplied by the Akkhan 6 spears. It's 1000 multiplied on top of 8000. This is like 8 million% damage. This is pretty damn fucking good, guys. I recommend this for recovery and damage for single target. I pretty much settled on this gem. It does its job really well, and it's pretty effective. So I'm pretty sure I explained everything, guys. And as for the normal gems, it's Diamond and the Helm for the cooldown reduction. We need to reach 54 here. And you can use the mix of both diamonds and rubies in the pants or the chest as much as you like here. So this is it. And like I said, the build cleared 109. The build is actually there. You can see it on the leaderboards. The guy has quite a lot of Paragon, pretty good gear, 100 plus augments gear, very good Primal Ancient, Blade of the Prophecy with absolutely perfect shit here. He also used Convention of the Elements and Achilles Cuirass, but you know, I want to say a couple of words about Convention of the Elements, and overall I do not recommend using Convention of the Elements simply because no, the build is still very squishy, very sketchy. And during my test, I ran a lot of rifts with Convention of the Elements, and I died too often. I died fucking ton. And of course, you do a lot of damage with Convention of the Elements. You just melt elites much faster than you do with Unity. But you die more often too. And if you keep dying a lot, you keep pressing that, you know, button with 30 seconds penalty on your progress bar, and eventually this penalty will make you fail the fucking rift. So if you can play with Convention of the Elements and not die a lot cross rift, this would be better. But honestly, I was not able to clear the rift with Convention of the Elements. It was too sketchy, I died too much, and overall I realized it's not really worth it. You can do the same shit with Unity and dying less and doing more progression. So this is it. So this is it for the build, guys. Thanks for watching and enjoy the build. More builds are coming.